Hello everybody and welcome to the next episode of how we are going to create a 3D game. As always, don't get discouraged by my voice being a kid voice. I am well, knowledgeable on this subject. I know that probably didn't make sense, but I can't think of the word. So what we did last time was create a yellow cube. So if we run this, it should obviously be a cube. Yep. You can't really tell it's a cube because it's just 2D at the moment. So because we are making a 3D game, we're going to have to insert another module that's a part of the Athena thing. So what you want to do is put from athena.prefabs.firstPersonController, like that. You want to import either everything or just first person controller. Normally I just import everything because it's faster, and then we can go down here. I don't really know where you want to put it. I normally just always put it at the top or midway, but what you want to do is obviously give it a variable. So this variable could be literally anything like that if you want it to be. But normally I just set it as player, and what you want to do is put first person controller. Now it does have to say this, and it does have to have the brackets because it is a class. You can tell it's a class by it being green if you're in Virtual Studio Code like I am. So you can obviously there's parameters you can put in here, but we won't mess around with them today. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to show you how to add your own textures onto the cube. So what we're going to do, fairly simple, just put texture equals and then the location. So it will read from where the main file is. So my main file is in a folder called 1, which the folder is inside video, so it will just go read to 1. And then obviously we have Earth. You don't have to put the file extension, you just need to put the name, and it most of the time works. If it's a GIF, you'll have to put .gif at the end. Most times, I'm not sure. Sometimes it does work, and sometimes it doesn't. It's like that. But if we run this, then we'll fall through the map because I forgot to add something to it. So everything, if you don't want to phase through it, will need a collider. First person controller obviously comes with a collider, and most times you want the collider to be box if it's a square or something. You can also have sphere and circle if it's a sphere or circle, and if you're unsure, just make it as a mesh just wraps around it. But if it's a square, cube, cuboid, rectangle, anything that's sort of squarey and not irregular, go for the box. So if we run this now, we should be able to see that we are in a 3D environment. We can jump, we can walk, and this is our block with the picture that we just saw. So it's a quite small block. Sorry for that. As we can tell, it did work. This was the image that it was reading from, and that was that. So if you do have another folder, say assets, you can put it into assets. Now all we just need to do is put assets / the location. So let's just make sure that's in 1. And then obviously run, and it should still work. So if we look down, there it is. So we'll just keep that in assets for now. But I'm going to change this to grass. Grass is one of the preset textures, so grass and brick are the ones I know personally, but I don't remember any other ones. So I'm going to keep it as grass for now. And scale. So if you do scale equals 12, this will put 12 on each length, height, and width. So I don't recommend doing that. Instead, put this and make it like 100, because this will be 100, which is quite long. 1 and 100. On my previous attempt, I kept putting like 100, 100, 100. I was like confused, but I couldn't see the block. But it was because I was inside the block, so it was just massive. So now you can see we have a big open world. The grass is obviously seamless, so it doesn't look weird, and you know, you can if you know what seamless means, then you know, good for you. So yeah, that's how you create a 3D world. Very simple, you know. If you can read and you know English, you know, it's just saying that cube is equal to, well, it's not equal to, cube is equal to, okay, never mind, yeah, it is equal to an entity, and that entity model is cube. The texture is grass, the collider is a box collider. Remember, if you don't remember what a box collider is, just go for mesh. If you start to phase through the walls and it's a mesh, change it to a box. If it's a circle, circle, and sphere, a sphere. So scale, obviously, just told you about that one. So 100, always make sure, unless you want it to be taller on the Y axis, keep it as 1. So most time, I will name this as ground, so we can manipulate it later, and I know what variable is which. So even though that says scale equals 100, what we could do is put ground.scale equals, and then we could just set it to 111, which will still make the ground 100, 100. Then it will read down in the code and see that it wants me to put it as 111, so it should be 1 block wide by 1 block. Yeah. So that's how you manipulate the parameters inside of it. You just put the variable name and dot, which is usually a function. In this case, it's a tuple. So just remove this part for now, and what we could do is, not really much you could do now that you know how to do that. I suppose we'll start by working on the actual game, so we'll do that in the next video. For now, just relax, chill, be happy that you know how to do it, rehearse it a few times, and as always, the link to the Asina website will be in the description, so you can read the API reference and get used to everything, and